We know a lot about the MVC pattern in ASP.NET Core from the previous video. In this video, let's go ahead and add the support for MVC Framework in our application here. So first of all, let's delete all of these functions that we added in the previous videos. Let's delete this one as well. So this is minimum code in ASP.NET Core web applications. In order to add support for MVC Framework, first of all, we need to add the routing capabilities. The routing capabilities is what is needed for redirect the request to proper controllers, and also the method in the controller, right? It maps the request to the method inside the controller, which we will create in the next video. But in this video, in order to enable MVC Framework, we will need to add the routing middleware. To do that, we can say app.use routing. So after that, we will also need to add another one, and that's called map controller route. And I'm gonna copy and paste what needs to be done here. Then later we will explain how this actually works. Basically, this is the pattern of the URL that this mapping method understands. And as long as you have a URL pattern like this, it's going to be able to map the HTTP request to the particular controller action method. We will cover this in detail later. With this map controller route method added, another thing that is needed is we need to dependency inject all of the dependent services that's required by this method, right? So this method itself, it requires a lot of services, which we will need to inject into ASP.NET Core. Otherwise, this method will not work correctly. In order to do that, we're going to say builder.services. So this is services is a collection of services. We just need to add the services that are required by this method into the services collection. Fortunately, ASP.NET Core already have a extension method. It's called add controllers with views. If I hover my mouse over it, you can see that this is a extension method. It says over here, this extension method helps to inject all of the services required by this method into the services collection in ASP.NET Core. So with all of these three things added, the routing middleware, the map controller route method, and the dependency injection to support controllers with views, which is required by this method, our MVC support is added.